Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Sam. Topping the hour, interim MSU President John Engler says that the Larry Nassar scandal is a big deal for the survivors, but not necessarily for him. In an interview today, we asked John Engler about the challenges he's faced at MSU thus far. Take a listen. Byram says the search committee will be made up of students, faculty, and alumni. Initial interviews will start in November. Now, the final round of interviews with the Board of Trustees start in February. MSU is also creating a website you can use to track progress in the presidential search. Now let's check in with meteorologist Dustin Bunk for a look at how things are going this evening. Although it was mostly a cloudy day, we got a little sunshine, Dustin. I even saw a rainbow earlier.
Oh, did you? I'm not surprised.
All right, thanks, Dustin, for that. Well, we have new details tonight about a fire that destroyed a Delhi Township home last month. Investigators believe someone intentionally set the house on Camperdown Drive on fire. They have now opened an arson investigation. Now, it caught fire in the early morning hours of May 12th. 5 people escaped with no injuries. Now, authorities are offering a $5,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. A Supreme Court shocker. Justice Anthony Kennedy announced he will retire next month after 30 years on the high court. Now, a showdown is already underway, not just over who will replace him, but when. Fox News correspondent Ellison Barber has the details from Washington. An official said 14 children were taken to a hospital in Nebraska today after their bus that they were on crashed through a transformer fence. Emergency crews responded around 4 p.m. Now, the bus struck a fence near 108th and 4th and rode down a hill. The bus did not hit the transformer, but the children between the ages of 5 and 8 were taken to the hospital as a precautionary measure. The driver had serious injuries. Now, the cause of the accident remains under investigation. While the 2018 World Cup isn't the only cup going on, the 4th edition of the International Quidditch Association World Cup is also taking place in Florence. The tournament is inspired by the wizard game of Quidditch invented by J.K. Rowling, author of the Harry Potter books. 29 teams from around the world, including the UK, Australia, Mexico, and others will compete against each other over the weekend. The IQA World Cup takes place every 2 magical years. And the championship game of the 2018 World Cup is getting closer, so don't forget to tune in and watch as the matches continue to narrow down the teams left. Well, welcome back, everyone. So when does that vacation relaxation wears off and work stress returns? You may be surprised. A pellet procedure costs between $400 and $800, and its effects can last for 4 months. Side effects may include slight bruising, minor bleeding, infection, or excrusion of the pellets. Well, getting plenty of exercise during middle age may protect against health problems later in life as well. That's according to a large analysis of nearly 18,000 adults since 1970s. It found those who had higher levels of physical fitness around age 50 had a lower risk of depression and cardiovascular death after age 65. About 16 million adults in the U.S. have depression, which is a major source of physical and mental disability. Hey, welcome back. The Ingham County Jail is doing more than just housing inmates. Today, the Sheriff's Office hosted a GED graduation ceremony for 8 inmates. Now, they worked to get their GED through the Lansing School District while incarcerated. Deputy School Superintendent Mark Carascola says earning their GED helps inmates get ready for life on the outside. That was the Ingham County's jail's first GED graduation ceremony, so congratulations to them. Well, construction will start this week on a new music pavilion at Michigan State. The $35 million, 37,000 square foot pavilion will expand the music buildings on the school's north campus. The facility will include teaching, performance, rehearsal, and research spaces for students. MSU says it won't just be the music students. We have an update to a story we first told you about yesterday. The 49-year-old Detroit man accused of using a high-pressure car sprayer to clean his 2 dogs is facing misdemeanor animal cruelty charges. The owner of a self-service car wash in Warren reported the abuse Sunday after seeing it happened on security video. Now, the man has since volunteered to give the dogs to a new owner. He has not yet been arraigned. Well, it's not always easy to express how you're feeling when faced with a life-threatening disease. Well, that's why a Michigan organization is hosting a retreat for men with cancer to relax and cope. We're following breaking news into the newsroom. Police are investigating what appears to be a collision between 2 vehicles, one of them being a police car. It happened at the intersection of MLK and Fairley just before 10 p.m. Now, our crews are on scene. They tell us that the front of the truck and the front of the police car are both damaged. Witnesses there say the officer in that vehicle was taken to the hospital. There's no word on the injuries of the other driver. We'll continue working to find out more information for you on the crash, and we'll bring you the latest updates as soon as we receive them. Well, taking a look at your consumer news, there's good news for Teavana tea fans. Starbucks announced today that it is launching Teavana packaged tea in grocery stores this summer. Now, Teavana tea bags will come in 6 different flavors inspired by consumers. Well, we all have been feeling the burn of the summer, and as the weather gets hotter, many of us put apples, bananas, and other items in the refrigerator, but of course, we worry that they could spoil on the counter. That's why. But consumer reporter John Mattery shows us some items you should never refrigerate so you don't waste your money. Some good information for everybody out there, especially for people like me, because I put everything in the fridge.
Not everything needs to go in the fridge.
That's true, as we just learned.
All right. Well,
sure can. That was Fox's Heather Gostefan reporting. Well, check this out here. The latest viral video challenge has dogs across the internet thinking, what the fluff? The hashtag What the Fluff challenge is simple. The dog owner holds a blanket in front of themselves while the dog watches, making sure the dog sees the owner behind the blanket. Then the owner quickly runs away before the blanket drops, creating one very confused dog. Now, social media users around the country are taking part in the What the Fluff challenge. And then speaking of moving out of the way quick, from the ground to the air, how you can get around the world a lot faster. Coming up, we'll show you a plane in the works that's hoping to make that happen.